Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am I am be, I am Beyond the Kai, and this is the Beyond the Kai uh podcast episode 31, and today we are going to be talking about Robby Keene. But before we do that, I would like to bring on some friends of mine and co-hosts and friends. Yeah. First we have Melissa,
Bonsai, how's everybody doing?
and we have our friend Cobra Kai rapper.
Hey, what's up? What to do,
What's
everybody?
up? Let's see in the chat. Uh, Robby Keene, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Robby Keene, yep. Quan Kane.
Quan, he's back from the dead.
For reasons unknown. Lucky me. Wow,
Yeah.
lucky bastard. That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
Um, I I always get second place. Ah, come on, Robbie.
No,
Don't
listen,
be
you're
like
getting
that.
first place here. You're getting first place here.
Please welcome Sensei Wolf and
Uh-huh.
the Iron Dragon. Wow, wow. Wow, Wolf. You had your podcast last week, so so give someone else a turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Wolf, you're the reason I got injured. No, that I'm pretty sure that was Axel.
Yeah, but it was under Wolf's orders, so yeah, Wolf was the reason.
You, yeah, you had to cheat already to win. Oh, okay. Uh,
Quan, I wouldn't exactly say that. Considering that Miguel took your spot, and he won. Well, you kind of got a knife in the heart. He got the trophy, you got the knife in the heart.
I know it's
Sabi pop.
what? Okay, I'm
Oh, you
all
got
right. I am confused. Anyway, back on topic. Back on topic, fellas and women. Um, so so what should we talk about? First on the Robbie subject.
I think we should talk about Robbie's I think we should talk about Robbie's best moments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think.
Um. I'll, go- uh. Go ahead. Or
Oh, okay. Wait, are you going first, or you want me to go first?
You can go rapper.
go
I
ahead.
think one of my favorite moments for Robbie. There's two of them. Is one he reconciled with Miguel on season 5, and then on season 6 he won his first karate champion for Sakatake for part 2. Those are my favorite moments from him. What you
Oh,
guys think?
yeah. That is true. That is true.
For me, I would have to say his best moments were when he his emotional moment with Johnny in the locker room. Um, where after his knee gets broken by Axel, I think that was a really good. I think that was a really good moment. Like where Robbie just like that, like even though he didn't win, he still felt like he won, you know?
I
Like
agree with you. Hmm.
that was a great moment. And honestly, I'm sorry, Quan, but I loved it when Robbie kicked your sorry butt. And
Oh my
Oh
god.
dear.
in
Oh,
episode 9 of season 6. I'm sorry, you deserve that.
well, yeah,
You
he
deserve that
kind
for
of
being
did.
a jacket. You
Yeah, he
deserve that for
did.
being a
Hmm.
He kind
jackass.
of did.
Yeah, pretending like you're getting in to cry, getting with Tori just to mess with Robbie's head.
Right.
Like that was low.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was.
Yeah. Low profile there.
All right. For me, um, um, was when Robbie said to Johnny, "I am sick of blaming you, Dad." Th-
Oh, that was
that
a
right
really
there
great
was
moment.
That was emotional
was
there.
yeah, yeah,
That was beautiful.
yeah. It was.
That was a really really good moment. That was a really good moment.
Yeah,
And
It sure was.
yeah,
and what? What'd you say?
and yeah, and plus him, uh, trying to talk things out with Kenny again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I don't know why Sean blamed Robbie for the whole blamed him for the whole thing. You know, blamed Robbie for that whole thing. Like like for Kenny still staying there. Robbie tried to get him out.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did.
Yeah,
he
right.
did. I don't know why Sean just blamed Robbie for everything, like him supposedly leaving Kenny there. Yeah, he left him there for a couple of weeks because he was looking for his brother with
Right.
his father, who was in
Right.
Mexico City.
Right.
Um, it's yeah, and so when he got back, he made it his goal to get Kenny out of there, but Kenny wasn't having it. He didn't want to listen.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, Sensei Wolf. Thanks for asking.
Um. Um. How how about his his how about his bad moments?
Okay. I would say for me, Robbie's bad moments, well, definitely when he kicked Miguel off the railing. Like that was
Yeah.
a bad moment. I would say his bad moment though too was him blaming Daniel in season 3 uh for when the cops showed up, him just blaming Daniel for everything and turning his back on Daniel when Daniel was trying to help him. Um
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, I mean if it
Yeah.
wasn't for him, if it wasn't for him, Robbie would have gotten a much harsher sentence. He probably would have served jail time, but Daniel came to his defense
Right.
and got it reduced to and got the set not only got the sentence not only got him a lighter sentence, but made sure he got put in juvie,
Right.
you know. And I'd also say his bad moments too, where he tried to attack Miguel again in season 3.
Yeah.
After Miguel just got out, after he just put Miguel in the hospital,
Right.
who was basically on death's door,
Right.
Yeah.
and I think that's it for me. Like, or actually, you know what? I take that back. Him constantly getting distracted by Tori when he's supposed to stay focused for his team and be the captain. In season 6, part 2, that was a bad moment. Like that was a bad moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Moments.
Yeah.
What about you, Rapper?
Well, what I think is that I think his bad moments was, of course, what you said about the when he kicked up Miguel in the rails, and the second one. It's gonna sound a little funny if y'all remember this. Remember when he kissed Zara while Toei was watching them? I thought that was
Yeah.
a bad and silly moment at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
that was a bad
That was
moment. Him
that
getting
was
drunk.
shocking there. Very shocking there.
Yeah,
Um.
that was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, um, the bad slash dumb moment is when he always hung out with Tweedledum and Tweedledumbass.
Yep.
Yes, that's right.
Not
Yeah.
his shining moments. Although he did prove that he was the smarter one of the two.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh wow.
Sensei Wolf, I'd have to agree. You're not that. You abuse your students. You break their arms. You beat them. You beat them repeatedly. You're a bad sensei.
Yeah, very brutal sensei too.
Yeah.
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 Oh God. All right. Undergrad. Did you say
Yeah.
what your worst moments were for? You said yours, right?
I did.
All right. So you want to talk about let's just get this out of the way because we know we're going to have to talk about it sooner or later.
Yeah.
Um let's talk about his relationship with Sam and then his relationship with Tori. Like
Yo, that was
Yeah,
rocky.
it sure was.
That was
what?
rocky.
Uh,
What his relationship with Tori?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
Both of
sure
them
was.
Yeah.
rocky.
Well, the Sam and Robbie was perfect. Like Sam, that was a common relationship, but Tori and Robbie's relationship that was a little rocky, like you said,
Yeah.
underground. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think like with Tori with Sam and Robbie, it just kind of like with Tori and Robbie, they just fit more they just fit more perfectly because of how much more they have in common, and they're able
Right.
to understand each other in a way that Miguel couldn't understand Tori, and
Right.
and Sam couldn't understand Miguel. I mean, Sam couldn't understand Robbie.
Right.
So, but I do think that with Sam and Robbie, it was a good match. like
Yeah.
they definitely had like a very close relationship that was more than just friendship.
Right.
But I think it was like it, it was like they just it was just more casual, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it just
Mhm.
felt like more casual,
Right.
and it just didn't, like their hearts didn't match up, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like their in their minds they felt like they should be together,
Right.
but it was just like it was their hearts that didn't,
Right.
that knew that a relationship with between these two wasn't going to last.
Mhm. Right.
So I mean, don't get me wrong, like they're definitely more than friends, but it not romantic, not
R-
romantically speaking.
right.
They clearly regard each other as like as family, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right.
Right. Like a brother sister type.
Kind
Yeah.
of like a brother and sister type who used to previously date, but yeah.
right.
Yeah. That's why the double date that they had was so awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, like we knew right from the beginning that that double date was gonna like, oh, not
yeah.
gonna like that double date was gonna suck
Right.
because
Oh, and did you see the look on Tori's face? She she had that look that she didn't want to be there.
yeah, both of them did.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
neither one of them wanted to be there.
Right.
It was like you might as well have just dropped them off at a funeral
oh Lord.
together. Like that would have just like that would have matched their face. That would have matched their facial expressions perfectly.
Yeah.
right.
And I love how Robbie just threw Miguel under the bus with Tori, like saying it was Miguel's idea.
Yeah.
It was both their ideas, and
Yeah,
to be
Yeah.
honest,
basically.
and I have to wonder something.
Right.
Did did Sam and Tori like know that that they were gonna like that this double date was gonna happen?
I
Um
guess.
Because
Who
I can't
knows?
imagine that they
I
both
think it
would have
was
showed up.
set up.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why, and I wish they would have showed that. I wish they would have showed that. Like, because like I can't imagine them actually both agreeing to go on this date.
Right. Right.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, honestly, I mean, it didn't go the way that I pictured it. Like, I thought like Sam and Tori were just gonna like compete, like spend more
Just with
time
each other. No,
competing
I'm just kidding.
against each other. But I mean, it was a lot calmer than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, believe
Right.
it or not, the versions that we came up with for how we thought it was going to be were a lot more fun compared to what we actually got.
Right.
I mean, it was like it was so like boring.
right.
And it's like we thought in our versions, like Sam and Tori would have been like competing with each other.
Right.
Like they were trying to outdo each other.
Mhm.
And like Miguel and Robbie would just be like lamenting, like, well, this was a stupid idea.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and
well.
but um but yeah, I think for me, like with Sam and Robbie, it just felt like it was more casual. Like in their minds, they thought they should be together.
Right.
Um, it made sense, but in their hearts, it didn't. But
Mhm.
Robbie and Tori, it made a lot more sense.
Right.
And I love that relationship, honestly. I really do. Like
Same here.
they really connect to each other.
Oh yeah, same here. Hmm.
So what do you think, Rapper?
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like you see how like Robbie and Tori, like they're related and stuff. Like they have broken homes, and Tori has a job and stuff. She has to take care of her brother and her mom by herself, just like
Yeah.
Robbie has to take care of himself when his mom's not around with her boyfriend and stuff. So yeah, they have that. Yeah, they're related to there.
Yeah. What about
Right.
you? What about you, Underground? Are you a Sabi or are you a Tabi?
I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll pass.
Alrighty
Are
then.
you? Well, no. Say it. It's your stream. You gotta say it.
Um, honestly, uh, Robbie and Tori.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're a Robbie and Sam fan, that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I am a Sam fan.
No. I said if you're a Sam and Robbie fan, them being together, them
Oh,
being together
okay.
in a relationship, that's fine too. That's
Yeah,
fine too. It's like, I mean, we have Sam and Robbie fans all like look at Strike First Media. He's a
yeah,
he's a Sam and Robbie fan. Like he prefers Sam and Robbie over Sam and Miguel.
Yeah. Try
So
first media.
so so all right. So what did you like about? Let's. You know what we should all do. We should each say like what we liked about each relationship that like we should all like talk about what we liked in each relation. Yep, love that. Um, in each relationship, like we should all talk about what we liked in with Sam and Robbie, and then we should talk about what we liked about with Robbie and Tori.
oh, okay.
I like that.
So who wants to go first?
How about um, how about you?
I think I went first the last time. How about you, Rapper? You want to go first?
It's still a little brainstorming about that. Yeah, still a little brainstorming right
All
now.
right, so I'll go first.
Okay.
I liked how like honestly how innocent it was for Sam and Robbie. I liked how innocent it was. It's like they weren't forcing each other to. There was nothing. It was like I said, it was casual. It's like they
Yeah,
just came together. They came together on their own, and yeah, I get that they were kind of like Robbie was Sam's rebound after she broke up with Miguel, but you could tell there was a lot of genuineness, and she definitely cared for Robbie. Sh
Right.
you know, there was
Sam
a
did.
lot of what yeah, Sam did. She definitely cared for Robbie, even if it wasn't the kind of care that she thought it was.
Right.
Yeah,
She definitely did. I mean, yes, she definitely made a huge mistake,
right.
drunk or
Mhm.
not,
Right.
kissing Miguel while she was still in a relationship with Robbie. That was a huge mistake, but
Right.
it was clear she still cared for Robbie. She made it clear and she proved it that she still does care for Robbie.
Right.
Um and she definitely she definitely was there for Robbie. And she became more of like more than a friend, but not but also not romantic wise.
Right.
More of a like uh of a support for Robbie.
Right.
She it's because of her that Daniel knew what Robbie's situation was.
Right.
So what people tend to forget that.
Right.
Um Now, so I love the genuineness. I love the how innocent it was, and it was honest, even if it wasn't romantic, on its own level, it was definitely pure, you know?
Right.
And they definitely regard each other as something even as something even more than just friendship, and something that even also even
Right.
surpasses romantic. It's like
Right.
even though like not necessarily I mean I don't know if I would say brother and sister,
Hmm.
but definitely
Like best
family, you
friends or
know?
something. Like best friend family or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that, you know?
Right.
With Tori, I love how the true connection with Tori and Robbie. I love how the true
Right.
connection between them is. Like
Right.
they understand each other in ways that they, you know what? Wait, hold on a second. Going back to Sam and Robbie, um, I also want to throw in. I love how with their relationship they learn more from each other. They learn more from the other side of
Right.
things. Like Robbie sees more of what it's like to be a part of the, you know, like from Sam, the upper class, you know, seeing what it's like to
Right.
seeing what it's like to have, like have parents, like seeing seeing what that's like, like coming from a stable family, seeing
Mhm.
what, even if it's not exact, even if but he's also seeing like as stable as her family is, it doesn't come without its share of problems as well,
Right.
Yeah.
that he never even would have thought, like looking at her, you know?
Right.
And I love like with with Robbie, Sam learns more about his situation and in a sense realizes how lucky she is.
Right.
You know, like yeah, she's got her share of problems, but they're nothing compared to what Robbie has to deal with. And
Definitely.
like she considers herself lucky that she
Mhm.
doesn't have to
Right.
go through the things that Robbie has to go through. But back to
Right.
Robbie and Tori, it's like there's such a genuine connection there where
Mhm.
they don't have to learn from each other, but they can they and because of that they can genuinely understand each other.
Right.
And I think that that is a very new and welcomed feeling.
Mhm.
You know, it's their love is very true and
Right.
very real.
Right.
You know, it's like they don't know what they would do without the other.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
like they're just there. They're there for
Yeah.
each other. They're there to support each other, to guide each other. You know, Robbie brings out the best in Tori,
Mhm.
and
Yeah. True.
Tori is the source of Robbie's strength.
Yes.
And I think that's a very important, because let's remember this, if it wasn't for Robbie, Tori's life would have wound up very differently than
Right.
the way it ended up in season 6.
Right.
Because if it wasn't for Robbie, Tori would have still been under Crease's teachings. No
Yes.
problem. And she still would have been the psychopath that she was in seasons 2 and 3.
Right.
He he mellowed her out. Like he was her guide in a
Right.
s- in that sense. Like he I guess you could also, I mean, you could say that he was her strength right there.
Mhm.
Her
Right.
strength and sanity. Her strength in regaining her sanity.
Right.
I mean, while Amanda was amazing, like for
Mhm.
Tori, like I never saw that relationship coming, and I'm happy that we
Me
got
either.
it.
Me either.
I wish to God we would have gotten it in season 5,
Yeah.
but that's fine. That's for another stream.
Right.
Um, but for Robbie, I think like having that connection, have like him and Tori just having that connection is what gave them the character developments that they both needed. It's what
Mhm.
Yeah.
allowed them to
Right.
shine.
Right.
And let's also not forget Robbie's and Underground. If you could put this up in the background, that would be much appreciated when I mention this part.
What?
Robbie's
Okay.
"I love you, Tori."
Oh, that was a beautiful moment there.
Yes.
Very beautiful moment.
No, not that one. I mean, that was a great moment too. But
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all I have.
you don't have the "I love you" moment between Tori and Robbie
Uh,
at the tournament.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it's the Sakai Taikai one on part 3.
Second, yeah,
uh, hold on.
No, take your time, buddy.
yeah.
Let's see. Oh, hey,
Although I would say this, I
go
think
on.
Tori's a little bit too much of Robbie's strength because every time he saw her in that tournament in part 2, he wouldn't stop
Right.
staring at her, which caused him to get knocked flat back out.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
I
Um,
think I think at times Tori's a little bit too much of the source of Robbie's strength.
Right.
wait. Hold on.
No, take your time, buddy. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This one right here. Um. All right. All right. I got it. I got it. Let's see.
Yep.
I like that. Yeah,
That
that's
one.
perfect. That's perfect.
Yep. Perfectamundo.
Yeah. Um. And all right. And we have. Wait. Frozen.
What's up, Underground?
Hey,
Hey, yo.
Hey,
what's
what's
up?
up?
Yo. What's up?
Rapper? How you doing?
What's up? What's up, homie?
Oh,
Yes, he
just
did,
a
Sensei Wolf. Yes, he
Yo, what's
did.
up, Underground? Hey, you got the Dark Robbie profile picture? Okay, Underground, I see you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
Yep. All right, so
Yo,
we're
Underground, I
talking
like that
about
profile
like
picture.
Thanks. Thanks.
all right, so we're talking I think it's your turn, Cobra Kai Rapper, about what we think
Yeah, I
about
got you.
each relationship that Robbie had in regards to Sam and Robbie and Tori and Robbie.
For Sam and Robbie, I like their bonding moments and stuff. The relationship was good, but it wasn't like the right fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I like their like bonding stuff moment. I think that was the best. And Robbie and Tori's relationship, that's connecting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's like a connection with each other, and I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
What about you? What about you, Underground?
All right. For me.
Yeah.
Um. All right. For all right. For Sam and Robbie, it's uh um uh it's like what rapper said about them together. Um 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 it was cool and all, but it wasn't the right fit.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
Right.
Yeah, like the chemistry wasn't there.
Right. So
Right.
basically, it's basically what I said, where in their
Yeah,
minds it just made sense, but in their hearts, they knew a relationship with, they knew anything more than friendship was never gonna, wasn't really gonna happen or last.
Right.
yeah, um, yeah. As for uh Robbie and Tori, um um all right, their relationship worked.
Yeah.
It worked 100%.
Mm.
Um,
Right.
uh, uh, their chemistry was there. Um, um, I think it was there since mid season 5.
I thought maybe for his relationship with Tori, I thought it was kind of like hinting at mid season 4.
Wait, mid season. Oh yeah, they did. Okay,
Yeah, they
sorry,
did tease it. Yeah, I just remembered. Yeah. Someone
sorry,
said
I
it.
got them mixed up. My bad.
Oh, Quan, you want to hear my thoughts on this? 'Cause,
Hey, what about you, chosen?
yeah, okay. Since
Yeah,
okay. So Man Bun Robbie here. So I'm gonna call him Man Bun Robbie. I think his relationship with Sam was awful. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like it. It wasn't my favorite. I never really saw those two as a couple. I'm gonna be real. When like yes, they kiss whatever, but even then I never seen them as a couple, and I don't like the way like I think the first half of season 2, I think Sam treated him nice, like the first half of season 2, but the back half is when I was like, okay,
Right.
you cheated on the man by kissing
yeah,
Miguel, which I
Right.
I knew that was gonna happen because she loves Miguel. I knew it was gonna happen. I should have seen it coming. But then
Yeah,
in
for
season
sure.
3, like it gets worse because yeah, Robbie nearly tried to kill Miguel, but like Sam, if
Yeah.
I was Sam personally, I would have
Mhm.
waited until season 4 to get back with Miguel. Until season
Yeah.
4. Because
Right.
she needed a little bit more time to think about this because after everything that's happened in the school fight. So yeah, and then Robbie and Tori, best couple. Best couple. I love this.
yeah,
I think this
absolutely.
is the definition of a power couple right here. Because, bro, when Tori told Robbie that, oh, Quan played you, I was like, yes. She brought him back. Let's
Yeah,
go. I was like, yep, that's my
Right.
boy right there. And when Robbie told Tori that he loves her, oh, she was locked in, bro. No, Zara, no, Zara, you're trash. You're trash. Okay, Zara, you can go in the dentist, whatever you need to do because you're trash.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right. 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 Right.
but Robbie is my goat. Still my favorite character in the show. Freaking
yeah,
love Robbie. But yeah, that's my
Oh yeah,
thoughts.
for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, I agree. Listen. I agree with a lot of what you said. I mean, Sam's defense, though, she thought her relationship with Robbie was over. She thought it was over. She thought Robbie didn't want anything to do with her when he wouldn't respond to her emails. And
And
I mean,
if only that's the thing. If only Sean didn't unplug that computer, I wonder what would have
right,
happened.
that's what I
right.
mean. That's
I
what I
actually
mean.
wonder.
So, in Sam's defense, she thought that relationship was over, and given how angry he was at Daniel, you can't really blame her for thinking that way because the last time that they saw each other was her kicking Miguel over a railing. Was him kicking Miguel over a railing.
At the same time, I do feel bad for Robbie in
Oh no,
season
I
2
definitely feel bad for Robbie.
because
Oh
I,
yeah, for sure.
it's
I
not
felt
only
bad for
Sam.
him
for
too during the
sure.
seasons, man.
Yeah, me
It was not
too.
only here's the thing. It was
Yeah.
not only Sam. It was freaking Johnny, Daniel, and everyone in season 3 that pissed me off because I'm like, bro, this guy is actually in juvie, and you guys never seen him once. or visit
Well,
once.
in Daniel's defense, he tried to call, but Robby wouldn't. But Robby made
But
sure.
The Johnny one pisses me off because that's your son right there, bro.
Well, I mean, he did try to
Right.
see him on the volunteering thing, but
He was helping
again,
out with
Robby
Miguel at that time,
just
so he
pushed
was
him
trying to.
away.
It doesn't matter if you. Me personally, I did not like Johnny in that moment because I'm like, and I could see why people are not liking Johnny in the show. I can understand now because every
Hey,
time.
Tyrell.
Oh,
Hey,
what's
Yo,
up,
what's
Tyrell?
up,
How you
Tyrell?
doing, bro? I didn't see you
What's up,
coming.
Tyro?
Okay.
What's up, bro?
yeah, not much. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good, bro.
Nothing. Just talking about the Robby topics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I was gonna say, like, listen, I love Johnny. I think he's one of the best characters, but I'm not gonna ignore the fact that this dude did not visit his son once in juvie, which I can't blame Robby for getting mad because, yes, and also why I don't get why Johnny mentioned Miguel in that scene. Like, why would you mention Miguel? Like, that was messed up on Johnny's side because you should have just said, oh, you know, I was doing something and that's it. You should not mention the whole, oh, you put Miguel in the hospital. You
Right.
should. That was Johnny's fault. I felt bad for Robbie in that moment, bro.
No,
Poor
I
Robbie.
did. I did too.
Yeah.
I
Same.
felt really bad for him. I
I feel
did.
like out of all the characters in season 3, I think Johnny did the worst for Robbie out of all the characters in season 3.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Talking about Robby Keene, yes, my boy. Or Bun, or actually Underground. It's Bun. It's hair bun or man bun Robby Keene.
Yeah. Yeah. I am not going to put that.
I don't. You know
I'm
what?
sorry.
Underground.
How am
It's
I gonna put that?
crazy. The hair, the man bun hair in season 6 started to grow on me. It's slowly growing on me now. Like I didn't like it at first. I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool.
So whose turn is it?
Tyrell
Yeah.
can go.
Okay. So Tyrell, what we're doing is we're discussing Robbie's relationships with Sam and Tori, and we're talking about like what we thought of each relationship. You know, like what are our thoughts on Sam and Robbie's relationship, and what are our thoughts on Robbie and Tori's relationship?
Oh, okay. Interesting background, Underground.
Yeah.
I like it. But yeah, it's pretty much discussing what we thought about his relationship with Sam and Tori throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, starting off with his relationship with Sam throughout the show, although it's definitely not perfect. Like even though they're definitely not better off as a couple. They're definitely really close friends to the point where they can be considered brother and sister, as karate
Yeah.
partners. And of course, for Tori and Robbie, they definitely kind of come from a very similar place in their lives. Like those two probably have had the most challenging lives out of all the teens. Probably.
Yeah.
I agree with you with that, Tyro.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
I so agree with you. I do like Robbie's relationship with Sam as is. Without them dating, it's just like they're more like they're family. You know what I mean? They treat each other as if they're family.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're always there to support. They're always there to support and learn from each other. Whereas with Robbie and Tori, they're always there. They're always there to understand each other.
Yep.
That's right.
It's like Robbie is like Sam's karate brother, and Sam was like his karate sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
You know what? Actually, I want to bring up something. There's one part of the Robbie and Axel fight that people are sleeping on, and I do like that one moment. It's not the moment where Sam gets mad at Axel. You know how when Robbie, after the second round, Robbie gets the 6 point, and then Robbie goes back to his side, and Sam starts smiling. That made me happy because, my boy Robbie, he was locked in that fight, and Sam was proud of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. And okay, we also talked about Robbie's best moments too.
Yeah.
Oh, I never really got into this actually. I wanna actually, yeah. I guess I'll go because I actually didn't say mine, but
Yeah. And neither
There's
did
two.
Joel.
there's two actually that I can think of right now. The one, or actually three. The
Okay.
one scene, you know, the skills competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, Robbie was destroying everyone in that skills competition. Bro was not going easy on anyone. That was one of my favorite moments in season 4. And then the second one, this is a dark scene when Robbie was beating up Kenny in the All Valley. That was dark, bro. That was dark Robbie right there. Bro was
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, that was on season 4, right? Uh, that was crazy. Kreese was brainwashing him that moment.
Yeah,
Yep.
that scene is crazy. And then the last one, it's pretty obvious when Robbie was locked in to fight Quan in the tag team match.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah, Taro, you can go.
Yeah. So for my first one, I definitely love seeing the you know the the apartment fight between Miguel and Robbie where they finally make up and even become so close to the point where they're considered brothers, like the end of
Mm-hmm.
episode 5 in season 5. And then
Yeah.
and another scene is, of course, with his fight with Quan, because that was probably his peak moment of the show.
Yeah. It really was. It really was.
And another scene, like probably the most emotional scene, is him pretty much recounseling with Johnny at the end of season 4. Like that moment really melted
That
Yeah.
my
was
heart.
great. That was an emotional moment, bro. When that moment came on, bro, I was literally about to
Yeah.
cry. Because, bro, the fact that, but you know what's sad though about that moment that I do realize now that people don't really talk about? I feel like they kind of took away that moment from me just because after that moment, like, yeah, we saw a little bit of them, connecting in the Mexico storyline where they were fighting Miguel. But after that, we haven't seen him really interact since, like, the locker room scene in episode 13 of season 6. So it kind of disappoints me a little bit that we never really got to see more of Robbie and Johnny talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
True,
yeah, I
though.
do like that
That is
Robbie and Johnny
true.
scene in Locker. That was a great scene.
Oh.
We also talked too about Robbie's worst moments in the
Yeah.
Okay,
show.
I already know what mine's is because, well, it's not really a bad moment because Robbie's a bad character, but I'm gonna say the bad moments because it's a bad moment because I don't like it. Because I don't. I mean, there's one scene that I don't like about Robbie, and it's him kicking Miguel off the railing, which that pissed me off because I did not like Robbie in season 2. I'm gonna be very honest. So that was a bad moment.
Right.
But in terms of
Right.
like bad moments where, oh, why are you doing this to Robbie? It's when he keeps looking at Tori during the Sekai Taika. I'm like, bro, stop, stop with this whole. Oh, you need to be distracted in the tournament. I don't like that writing. It doesn't work for this
Right.
season because I'm like, okay, you get this guy to be captain, but then in the next
Right.
part he's distracted until episode 9, and
Right.
then what happens after? He gets his knee broken, and I'm like, okay, so you're
Yeah.
telling me this
Yeah,
whole
that
season?
sucks.
Let me
Yeah.
Let me summarize this whole season real quick. It's him getting the captain spot, him being distracted, him beating Quan and gets injured. Wow, so great for
It's
Robbie's
like, why
character.
was he even captain in the first place?
I mean, to be fair, if Miguel was captain,
Right.
the same thing would have happened to Miguel. He would have gotten his knee broken by Axel if he was captain. So
Yep.
it could have gone either way. And then
Right.
Oh yeah.
Robbie would have taken Quan's place. Robbie would win as Cobra Kai for Johnny as Cobra Kai. So it would have gone either way. So it is
Yeah.
what it is. I'm gonna let it slide because it's for the story, the writing. It's the story.
Yeah.
But I
Um.
still love
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah. How about Robbie's best fight?
Well, wait, hold on. Tyrell didn't get to go for
Oh,
his
Oh.
Robbie's first.
you didn't? I'm sorry.
Well, starting with season 1, I'd say like one of the most frustrating moments with Robbie is when he pretty much kind of reignited the rivalry between Daniel and Johnny near the end of season 1, when both of
Yeah,
them were kind of finding common ground, where he didn't tell Daniel that he was Johnny's son, so that kind of got messy. And
yeah,
the same thing kind
Yep.
of happened. The same thing kind of happened like in pretty much exactly a season later, and see in episode 9 or 10 of season 2, where Robbie once again keeps quiet about Sam about him and Sam going to Moon's party and being drunk and not telling Daniel. So that right there
yeah,
also not only broke trust between him and Daniel, but also reignited the rivalry between Daniel and Johnny, when once again
Right.
they pretty much found common ground at the restaurant.
That's why, and
yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up,
Right.
Tyrone. That's why I don't like Robbie in season 1 or season 2. That's why. So I'm glad you brought.
And something else I'd like to point out too is that Miguel also hiding the Medal of Honor. I mean, Robbie also hiding the Medal of Honor after Miguel
Oh, that's
returned
right.
it,
Oh, that
That
pissed
Right.
me off.
He was
That
kind of
pissed me
Yeah.
jealous about that.
and then making it look like it was somehow dropped in the dojo. That was kind of that was not. I mean, yes, I get that he did confess to Sam on his own. I mean, although at this point Sam already knew, but he did
Right.
confess to Sam on his own, so I will give Robbie that. But
Right.
he had an obligation to return that medal to the family, to Daniel. Sam's
Right.
feelings for him should not have factored in whatsoever. He had an obligation to return that Medal of Honor to
Yeah,
Daniel.
Exactly.
He should
that was
he
such a
shouldn't
bad
have
moment.
hit he shouldn't have hit it.
I was like, when that scene happened, I was like, bro, Robbie, come on now. Listen, I get it, you're jealous, whatever, because what if Miguel tries to get Sam back, whatever. But here's the thing, if Robbie did tell Sam in that moment when she was coming downstairs, I think the whole story would have been different if he told her.
Yeah, because I think like at that moment, it would have given Sam a chance to reevaluate to reevaluate her own feelings for both Robbie and Miguel, and
Right.
it it wouldn't have ended up where it would have ended up very differently.
Yeah.
And
It
that's the whole thing. It's like, don't give Sam the choice. Like, don't take it away from her. If
Yeah,
you
like,
are
Exactly.
gonna factor.
That's the thing I don't get about Miguel and Robbie's like, you two keep fighting over Sam, but you don't think like, oh, what if we ask Sam and see what she thinks of this, what she
Right.
decides what she wants to do.
Exactly.
So yeah, I do agree with Sam on
That's
this
right.
one.
Yep.
But yeah, what are we gonna talk about underground
Uh,
next?
um, how about Robbie's uh best fight during the
Okay, I guess I can
no.
go
All right.
first if you want to.
All right,
Yeah, I'll go
Go
first
ahead.
this time because I know. Yeah, okay. So it's tied between two fights because these two fights are very good. Actually, I'm gonna say my top three because it's so hard to decide with these three fights. It's Robbie versus Axel in part three, Robbie versus Quan, and Robbie versus Hawk. Those three peak fights. Love those three fights, especially Robbie versus Hawk because Robbie versus Hawk was unpredictable. You didn't know who was gonna win that fight. It could have gone both ways, honestly. Robbie versus Quan was epic because of the music, the intensity, and then Robbie versus Axel was also unpredictable because that fight could have gone both ways. Robbie could have won or Axel could have won. So yeah, there's my reason.
All right. Um, who else wants to go? Who wants to go next? Or is it my turn?
I'll go.
You
I'll
can go,
go.
Melissa.
All right.
Or
Go
you want
ahead.
to go? You want to go underground? You can go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. The fight that that Robbie and uh the fight that Robbie and Miguel had um in in the apartment
That was a good one.
Oh,
complex.
that's a top. That's my top. That's in my top 5 underground.
That's a
Yeah.
Good
good one.
choice.
I like that.
All right. For me, all right, I'm gonna name at least two. That's the Robbie and Miguel captains fight. Because it showed that Robbie can beat Miguel, especially when when he's focused. And listen, I love Miguel as a character, I do, but it showed that he can beat Miguel when he's centered and focused and and balanced. It you know it it just it just showed like Robbie Robbie embracing his true strength. Um, and I'm not saying that Robbie can beat Miguel all the time. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that
Oh,
we lost
wait, hold
CBO.
on. Wait,
Um,
hold on, hold on. I'm see if I can get back on.
Alright.
Okay.
yeah,
All
welcome
right.
back. I'm not saying that Robbie can beat Miguel all the time, all the time. I'm just saying that, when Robbie's got a clear mind and a clear headspace and really focuses, he can win. He can win
Yeah.
when his heart's in it. He can win it when his heart's in it.
Yeah.
And
Can
and
I can
when
I
he
add on actually to what you
w-
said about the beating thing, the beating Miguel
what?
thing?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's the thing that some fans don't really understand is that it's these two fighters, especially Miguel and Robbie, it can go 50-50. Like Miguel can win, Robbie can win, like it's 50-50. So I was gonna say that.
All right. The second one is Robbie versus Quan. I'm sorry, Quan had that coming.
Yeah.
Quan had
Yes, he
that
did.
coming. That's what he gets for messing with Robbie. And
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, we've said this before, and we just got proof that a focused Robbie is a dangerous Robbie,
hit the
and
Quan.
he really showed Quan that why he is captain of his dojo, and that he shouldn't have been messing with them, and how dangerous of a fighter
Nope.
he really is. So
Yeah, Robbie.
he was letting
Yeah,
he was letting his
Robbie hits.
Lawrence out. He was letting his Lawrence
You
out.
know, you know what people came up with on TikTok that I do agree with. Robbie basically hit the Quan. If you think about it, Robbie
Yep.
hit the Quan.
Yep.
You
One.
know,
Yep.
like, and I actually wanted to add on to something else about the Robbie Miguel fight. That I do agree with some people. I think part one Robbie, like season 6 part one Robbie, is the most balanced Robbie I've ever seen in the show. Because if you look at that fight between Miguel and Robbie, bro was just giving. He was so focused on Miguel, he was not looking at the crowd. He was looking at Miguel, directly at Miguel. He was like, "Come on, bro, let's go." Like, that's my bro.
Yeah.
Robbie.
And it also has me wondering, like Axel, like you think it would have.
Bro, if part one Robbie, like the balanced Robbie in part one fought Axel, the fight would have gone a little bit different.
A
It would
little
have
bit
gone
differently.
different.
I still think Axel would have beaten Robbie
Well,
because Axel knows different. Now Axel knows a different form of karate, different forms of karate. Don't forget, he's trained by Wolf, and Wolf knows kung fu and as well as karate, and he no doubt taught Axel.
yeah.
I actually disagree with that. Because here's the thing. If you look back at both Miguel and Robbie's fight, if you look at the second round, look back at the second round. If you look at the second round with both fighters, Miguel, what was the Miguel fight score for the second round? Was it 5-15 or something like that?
Yeah, 515.
Right.
5-15. Okay, it was 5-15. And then Robbie's was 6-11. He only had like 5
Yeah,
points
but
behind. Miguel had like 10.
something else I want to point out though is that there's a chance, and I'm not Miguel fully deserved that win. I'm so happy that he got it and became a champion. But I think I think there's a chance that Axel may have held back against because of Sam. Like he
Oh
didn't go
yeah, I
all
think
in.
he
Right.
did too.
I agree with that.
He
I
didn't
actually agree with that.
go
That's
he
my
didn't go
big
all
issue.
in. So
That's my big problem with the Miguel fight. I do not like when fighters hold back. I don't like that when it
so
comes to fights.
or
either.
maybe not held back, but went a different route than Wolf wanted him to.
Yeah.
So
But here's the thing: I don't get that logic though, because when I was watching the Robbie Axel, because I rewatched the Robbie Axel fight today, even though Axel was going all in that fight, he wasn't fighting dirty against Robbie in the second round. He was still going all in. I don't know why they couldn't do the same with Miguel. Like he could still go all in, but he doesn't have to fight dirty.
yeah.
That's my big problem.
But anyways, that's why I think like Axel still would have beaten Robbie even if he didn't break his leg. But nothing against, like I said, nothing against either character. I just think that because, I mean, don't forget, Axel's been training since he can walk. So
you know why I disagree with that though? Because I just disagree with that. I think Robbie could have beat Axel.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he could have stood a chance.
Here's the thing: all Robbie had to do is just did the knockdown. He just had to do the flying tornado kick.
Right, but that wouldn't have worked. Don't forget, he did the flying tornado kick. It didn't phase Axel in part 3. Remember, he kicked him right in the face.
I'm gonna be honest. I know why the writers did that. I already know. I'm not gonna say it because people are gonna complain to me in the comments. I'm not gonna say it, but I know why they did it. Because I'm not gonna say it. Actually, no, I'm gonna say it. It's plot. It's basically plot. That's what I'm gonna say. It's plot. Because they could have easily had, Robbie does a flying tornado kick, Axel goes on the ground. So they were like, nope, let's give Axel some plot so he can win that fight.
You know what I think
About
Robbie and Axel's fight? I think Robbie winning against Axel is not completely off the table because we know what a focus Robbie can do in tournament fights.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep in mind that outside of a tournament, Axel is totally demolishing Robbie. I'm sorry.
Right.
Axel is also pretty good in a street fight setting, not just in a tournament fight. Miguel's pretty much the only one who can beat Axel in both settings because Miguel can do more damage.
Yeah,
He's more dangerous in the street fight.
that's true.
Because we saw Miguel totally destroy Robbie in the apartment fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed.
I mean, shit. I mean, Robbie's a pretty solid fighter, but in a street fight, he's not. He's just not that sharp.
Right.
I mean, shit. Even Sam.
Here's the thing, though. I don't like the way they wrote the whole Axel character. I understand why they did it, but when we watched that Miguel and Axel fight in part 2, when we're all fighting in the brawl, everyone's going crazy. Yes, Miguel was taking some damage, but Axel was still destroying Miguel. And then all of a sudden, in part 3, oh my God, Miguel's dominating Axel. Where did this come from? Oh, I know where it come from, guys. It's the Cobra Kai gi. The Cobra Kai gi gave Miguel powers because if he wears the Miyagi-Do gi, Axel would have destroyed Miguel. It's the power. It's the power of Cobra Kai, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what people call
Wearing
it.
a Miyagi-Do gi does nerf Miguel.
Yep.
It's funny, honestly, because he was wearing the Miyagi-Do gi and Axel was destroying him, but then the Cobra Kai gi, he was destroying Axel. It's just funny.
Yep.
It just makes me wonder, just imagine how Sam would fight if she wore a Cobra Kai.
Oh my God.
Bro, honestly,
oh my God.
You know one thing I do wish? I actually kind of wish we saw her fighting the Cobra Kai gi, honestly. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sam, I did mention to you guys, I did see a fan fiction on Reddit of the Sam versus Zara fight from one of the Cobra Kai fans.
Yeah, you have to send that to me.
Right.
Oh, yep.
I did bookmark it so I wouldn't lose it. So yeah, I'll probably do that right after.
But yeah,
this
that I would have actually liked to see that. I mean, honestly though, I wouldn't have liked to see her fighting in silver and increases Cobra Kai because that would have killed Daniel.
Yeah.
But for Johnny's
Johnny's
Mhm.
Cobra Kai. I've always said this before, and I've said this again. I'll say it again. Like I always saw, I always saw Sam in Johnny's Cobra Kai. Like I've said that. I've said that before. Like she fits so well with Eagle Fang. Like honestly, I've always seen Sam joining Johnny's dojo. Not
Right.
Creases, not Silver's, but
Mm-mm.
Johnny's.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though, that I told Underground this earlier. It would be kind of funny. I know this would never happen. You know how Quan died and everyone was thinking, oh, they're disrespecting Quan. It would be so funny just to get back at the Quan Glazers. Like, oh, you guys think we're disrespecting him? Everyone in Miyagi-Do wears the Korean Cobra Kai. Everyone in Miyagi-Do. Freaking Sam wears the Korean Cobra Kai. Tori, Miguel, Robbie, and then Hawk, Devin, and everyone. Johnny and Daniel and a Korean Cobra Kai would look kind of weird. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, those guys.
That'll be weird.
And everyone's wearing the Korean Cobra Kai, and they're like, "This is for you, Quan. Let's go at the Iron Dragons."
Yeah.
That'll be funny, bro. I'm sorry, that'll be funny. That'll be funny. I can't lie. And then Sam and Tori also wears Korean Cobra Kai and they go after Zara. They both go after Zara.
Yeah, that would be funny. It's not gonna happen, but
Sam would look good in the Korean Cobra Kai though. I will admit she would look good at Korean Cobra Kai.
Right.
I'm not gonna ignore it.
not gonna happen. I think she's gonna follow in Daniel and Mr. Miyagi's footsteps more.
Do you guys know what would be cool if Robbie joined joined Eagle Fang?
Yeah, that
dope.
would have been cool.
That would
Yeah.
be dope. I love
Actually,
that.
you know what? That I would have actually loved to see Robbie in a Korean Cobra Kai too.
Bro, Robbie and the Korean Cobra Kai would look crazy.
It would look kind of dark.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what'd be funny though? It would be funny because when Robbie wears the Korean Cobra Kai and Quan's in the air, he's like, "Keene, are you wearing my gi? When did you become my what?"
Yep.
Quan would be confused. Quan would be confused.
Right.
We were just enemies, bro. what happened?
Yep.
So whose turn is it?
Oh yeah, whose
Mine.
turn is it
It's
actually?
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
Alright.
I'm gonna be right back, but you can go ahead, Tyrell.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, I thought rappers.
Yeah.
Oh, rapper.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. I think my favorite fight scene with Robbie, or the best fight scene with Robbie, it's probably Quan, because that's like his first winning a tournament that he ever gotten. Because like for the past other seasons, he hasn't won any tournaments, but this is like his first one with Quan and stuff, and it's the big one too.
Facts. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what'd been better?
What?
You know how people, instead of Miguel, you know how cool it'd be actually if Robbie and Quan did fight in the
Right.
finals, and just imagine the green lights in the background, the green and yellow lights in the background. Bro, that fight would go crazy. Robbie versus Quan. I mean, people would say, "Oh, but it's not going to be one-sided because Robbie would destroy Quan
Right.
again." Not really. If we get the Quan from his fight with Diego, it will be more
Right.
even.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and they would go crazy. They would kick each other, punch each other. It would be bloody fight.
Right.
So,
And plus that fight between him and Robbie, they were fighting for just 1 point. If it was like in a tournament of champions, it would have been a different ball game.
it will be very different because it's 3 rounds and like.
And plus,
I
Quan
actually-
got more powerful in episode 10, so that you also got to take that into factor.
Yeah, because if Quan was focused and actually like wanting to win, it would be way different.
Right.
You know what's a big missed opportunity, Tara, in part 3 that I did came up with? You know what they should have done with Quan instead of killing him off?
Yeah.
They should have had like a fight to the death between Miguel and Quan in part 3.
Miguel, yeah. Didn't really get to see too much of those two fighting, but although we did see a little bit of it, but it was kind of a little bit short. It's like Miguel goes down in like 15 seconds. It wasn't really.
Just imagine, Tyrell. Just imagine Miguel, Quan. They wear their Cobra Kai gis. Like Miguel wears his Cobra Kai gi, Quan wears theirs, and they fight at South Korea for the fight for death.
Uh,
That would be crazy, actually.
oh yeah. Although I still think Miguel would ultimately come out on top because he's more experienced in actual street battles.
I mean, if we saw the Quan, I think it would be a little bit different because if we saw the Quan that fought Yoon and the other Cobra Kais in part 1, you know what I think they should have done if they did that fight? I would actually have Quan just like make Miguel's face go like blood coming out of Miguel's mouth at some points in the fight because I want this fight to be bloody and brutal. And then you know what Robby should have done?
Oh, okay.
It would be so cool if Robby, you know the jump technique, the jump thing?
Yeah.
Robby starts to do that jump thing like Miyagi did in Karate Kid 2 and everyone does it. And Kwan's looking, he's like, why are they doing this? And they do the similar thing with Karate Kid 2 and Robby and Kwan just go out with the punches. Or Miguel and Kwan, not Robby and Kwan.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Miguel is the Karate Kid, right? So it would be cool.
We know Robby can do the not Robby, but Miguel can do the drum technique. So yeah, he would pretty much finish off Quan just like how Daniel did with Chosen.
Yeah, so they could do something similar with that, but it's in South Korea. It takes place in South Korea. And then Master Kim comes out of shadow and sees that fight happening. Big missed opportunity, writers. You should not kill off Master Kim.
I know that one really pissed me off. Like what's like CS for someone like C.S. Lee, kind of feel bad for him because like he was literally paid a lot of money and being brought into the show just to have him killed off in just episode 11. Just in 2 episodes he was present and then boom.
Bro, they should have had him. That's the thing. They should have instead of killing him off in episode 11, I would actually have them kill him off in episode 14 or 15. Because
15.
You could have done more build-up to his character in part 3.
Yeah. For me, I wasn't even expecting that.
I don't think anyone was, honestly. I thought they would kill him off in episode 15, but I never thought they would do it this early.
Although when I was watching episode 11, I kind of had a feeling in my gut that they were going to let Sensei Kim kill him off. I'm like, please, no, not now.
I would have been fine if it was in the series finale.
Yeah.
Because that's what they should have done. They should have built more of the Sensei Kim, Master Kim fight. They should have built that up throughout part 3.
Shit. Even Master Kim did not even get to meet Chosen, Daniel, Johnny, and all of the other characters.
That's too. I'm like, bro, you never. Writers, this is what I don't like about. You know what bro? They should have. I'm gonna say right now, the tournament should have ended in part 2. I'm gonna just say it.
Yeah.
Same here.
It's like
because
what they should have done is have Master Kim be the final villain, and then have Wolf be the villain for the spin-offs.
Yeah, you could have had Wolf lose the tournament, but then we don't see him until like the spin-offs. Because and then you focus more on Master Kim's character because part 3. And obviously, I would obviously have Silver reunite with Master Kim at some point in part 3 too.
Yep.
Writers, you missed your point. You see, if I wrote season 6, I would have done it way better. You know what I would have done personally?
What?
Mm-hmm.
First off, Kreese should have redeemed in the beginning of season 6. He should have never been the villain again. I'm gonna say it. I don't like that because if you had Kreese redeem in the beginning, I would have had Silver. Silver's top student be Quan. That's Silver's top student, Quan, and Zara.
Yep, me too. That's what Zara should have been the top female Cobra Kai student alongside Quan, not in Iron Dragons.
Yeah, the whole Iron Dragons thing I don't like that much, to be honest. And then I would have had Wolf like be recruited as like a sensei for Korean Cobra Kai.
Yep.
Is it that hard to do that?
I know, it's like sure like Master Kim and Sensei Wolf meeting. meeting each other. Just pretty sure he would really like Sensei Wolf. Probably even see him as like his favorite student.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
thing. Like,
Imagine if Wolf uh did that same move that Yoon used.
oh, that scene, bro. Can we just talk about that scene where Yoon does the killing
Yeah.
technique?
Yep.
That was brutal, bro. I was like, damn, Master Kim.
That is the most that is like probably the highest level of brutality that we've seen. Like even Silver would be shocked, but I think Sensei Wolf, since he's more evil than Silver, he wouldn't flinch at all. He'd be like, actually, this is something I should do.
Yeah, they missed the mark on this. Sensei Wolf, Silver, Quan, Zara, they should all be in Korean Cobra Kai. Iron
Hey,
Dragon should have
yeah,
never
I'm
existed.
back.
Hey,
Yeah, we're just
And what's
talking
that?
about how Korean Cobra Kai should have been the big threat, not Iron Dragons.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
if you did that, Master Kim could have been the final
Mhm.
villain.
Yep, I agree.
You missed the right. You missed it. You missed the right players.
Yeah.
Yo, Tyrell, imagine if Master Kim went to the tournament.
Well, that was the
Oh
plan.
boy.
Yeah, like you know what they should have done instead? You know how we got the part 1 ending? Instead of Tori being Cobra Kai, I would have them reveal Master Kim at the end of part 1 in the tournament.
Mhm. And then in part 2,
With Daniel and
tournament
Johnny like
ends, and
looking
then
confused, like who is that guy?
and Chosen would probably be saying Master Kim's son Young in anger.
Yeah, maybe, and you know what, Tyrell? That's good because you could have in part 2 when we're in the tournament, you could have had Chosen and Master Kim have a rivalry, and in part 3 they have their fight.
It's like Chosen's rival. That could have been Chosen's rivals. Like they didn't do much with Chosen, and shit, they didn't even give him
yeah.
like killing off Master Kim. Well, that pretty much allowed them to sideline Chosen even more. The fact that we didn't give him a
Actually, that would
personal
have made
nemesis.
his relationship with Kim a lot more uncomfortable for Kim.
You see, that's the thing. You could have done. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. If you had Master Kim go to the tournament, and then somewhere in the middle of part 2, you set up the Chosen and Kim relationship, and then Master Kim finds out and he gets mad at Kim.
Mhm.
Don't worry, Silver. You will. You will.
You will, Silver.
You
Trust
will.
me. You're gonna get a stream. Silver. Terrence, should I say?
Yep, you will at some point.
Terrence.
Yep.
I love the name Terrence, honestly. It's a great name.
Hey, hold on.
Well, he was Terrence, but now he's back to being Terry Silver.
You know the music they played when Silver told Johnny and Daniel that he was sick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my personal favorite soundtracks.
Yeah.
And just thinking about that scene in episode 11 where like when Silver went to visit Daniel, that's like the very first time and the only time that we see Silver step foot inside Daniel's home.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true, actually.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah, I definitely agree that that the Korean Cobra Kai should have been the main threat. I mean, I guess in a sense they're setting something up with the Iron Dragons for the future. In a spinoff, I guess that's why they introduced them. But
I mean, here's the thing. You could still do, and I've said this many times, even if they had Korean Cobra Kai as a big threat, you could have still somehow, some way set up Iron Dragons in the future.
right, but how would you do that? Like,
that's the thing. I wonder how maybe Wolf still had Iron Dragons in the past, but then something happened with him with the whole Iron Dragons thing. Because I love Iron Dragons. I think it's a great dojo.
I guess
freaking
they
love
wanted
this
to
dojo.
figure that if they wanted to continue Cobra Kai, like in the future, like Johnny's Cobra Kai in the future, they had to have like Iron Dragons as the main threat because it's not going to be Miyagi-Do.
I'm just a little disappointed because this could have been the most dangerous Cobra Kai we ever got. Like, yeah, we got that a little bit in part 2, but I feel like we didn't get enough of that. Like,
Because
this could
what
have
I'm
been the
thinking is because what I'm thinking is that even though I kind of thought about this for a while, like for several minutes, like even though they could have like if they would have had like Korean Cobra Kai as like the main villains and the final villains, like they could have probably still found a way for them to beat Master Kim in his Korean Cobra Kai, and then Johnny can retake Cobra Kai as his own and make it into his own version.
You see, that's the
You
thing.
know,
Like, they could have done something like that. I would have been fine with that because. And here's the thing, Kreese. In my timeline, I have Kreese redeemed at the beginning of season 6 in my timeline, so
Yeah.
he would never be a villain in season 6.
Yeah. So why did Cobra Kai Rapper have to leave?
Oh,
yeah, technical difficulties.
yeah.
The restream
Oh, okay.
is kicking him.
You know the biggest missed opportunity when it comes to fights?
Yeah,
Hawk and Quan should have fought. Hawk and Quan. Big missed opportunity. You set it up in the beginning of part 2.
Yo.
although like as cool as that sounds, I don't think Hawk would come close to beating Quan because like for
Yeah.
one, like we know that Quan easily mops the floor with Yoon and all of the other
I mean, to be
Korean Cobra
fair,
Kai fighters, but
though, what if here's the thing though, Taro? What if something happens and like, what if Quan? Now this might be dark, because I feel like this was should have happened. What if Quan injured Dimitri? You know how in the episode 8 we got the whole bar scenes and stuff.
yeah.
What if somewhere in that episode Quan injured Dimitri, and they lose a fighter, and then Hawk gets so mad, and then Dark Hawk comes back and he just fights Quan. He goes
I
all in.
mean, we all predicted that Dimitri was going to get injured. Of course.
That's what
It's
should
not
have
that.
happened, honestly. That's what should have happened. I feel like they should have done that, honestly.
That is a good point, but I still think that even Darkhawk wouldn't be able to beat Quan because
No.
like he has a hard time with Yoon who easily got beat by Quan. So Hawk is clearly not at that level and that Miguel and Robbie is at to beat
That's
top tier fighters like
Yeah.
Quan.
True.
and that's not a big problem with the writers. I don't like how the writers change Hawk's power scaling. I don't like them because yes, Robbie. I love Robbie and Miguel. I love them. They're like my favorite. But I don't like what they do with my boy Hawk. Like, it's like why? It's just sad because people call it the tragic downfall of Hawk, which that needs to be studied, by the way, because it is the tragic downfall of Hawk. And I just wish we seen a fight between these two. Even if Hawk loses, I wish we saw something with these two.
You know what I think they did with Hawk after season 4? Like
Yeah.
like I know like in some capacities they like people are saying oh he got nerfed, but you know what I think? I just think that fighter like he hasn't they pretty much like sidelight him completely to the point where like he hasn't really improved that much compared to Miguel, Robbie, Sam, and Toy. Like as those four, the core four have evolved a lot more than he has. So that's why he's not really at that kind of level anymore because he hasn't really shown a lot of improvement since season 4.
Tyra, I have a question though, Tyra. I have a question.
Yeah.
What if, right? What if Hawk didn't have his mohawk, right? You know the buzz cut he had in season 4?
Yeah.
What if he fought with that buzz cut in the Sekai Tekai? Do you think he would have fought differently?
Well, it really
Because
depends
let's
on
not
like, the
forget,
motivation.
he won the tournament with that buzz cut, and he was doing pretty well at the end.
Although the only thing that would be different is I think he'd probably have his confidence from the very beginning. Because remember, at the start, he wasn't really doing well until he got that kiss
Yeah.
from Moon.
Yeah.
I just wish we saw, I wish we saw a little bit more of Hawk actually doing well in the Sekai Tekai. That's my big problem with Hawk. Like, he doesn't have to be in Miguel and Robbie's level. He should have done a little bit more in the tournament.
Yeah.
And Devin and Dimitri, I don't get why you two are in the tournament. You two shouldn't be in the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, I agree.
Although between Devin and Dimitri, I'd rather prefer Devin
Oh,
over
yeah.
Dimitri in the
That's a good
tournament because
point.
at least
Honestly,
even
you
though
know what? I agree. You know what they should have done? You know how they replaced Devin with Kenny? They should have replaced Dimitri with Devin. Devin should have been
Yeah.
there with them.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think even though Devin didn't, if Devin wouldn't have cheated, I still think she probably would have been the one selected to take Tori's place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
the thing.
second
Like
place.
they would have like, and Kenny. I feel bad for Kenny, bro. This season, this dude was. I mean, he had one great moment in part two when he was beating those two people. Or I think it was one person. It was the captain. I forgot the dojo's name, but yeah, he was beating him. And then after that, he had no lines in part three. I'm like, bro, are you serious?
Hmm.
That's my boy. That's my boy, bro. Kenny Payne. And also, writers, I freaking hate you guys. You completely removed my Robby and Kenny relationship. Frick you, writers.
Well, how did they ruin it? I mean, Rob.
They barely talk. That's the thing. They barely talk. And I said it in part one. You had this boy come to Miyagi-Do because of Robby. And then all of a sudden, they don't talk at all. And like, in this scene where Kenny just leaves because, someone cheated to get to the
Right.
tournament, Robby decides to not go talk to him or see him or what's going on with Kenny. Where is he Miyagi-Do? Like, he's not there. Same goes to Tori. It's the same situation with Tori. She ran away. Robby didn't check on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
last
bad on
part.
Robbie's part.
Yeah, that last uh part. Um, Robbie should have uh uh ran after Tori.
And it's just sad because, in season 5, right? In season 4, Robby meets Kenny, right? Robby meets Kenny, he's his mentor. He helps him throughout season 4. And in season 5, Kenny was brainwashed. Robby tries so hard to get him back on his side. And then at the end of season 5, he finds out that Silver's evil. And in the first episode of season 6, he joins Miyagi-Do. Robby's happy. But then after that, where was this relationship? A
Yeah,
friendship?
I hear you.
Like, it just disappeared out of nowhere. And you could say the same with Robby and Daniel. Yes, they had that one scene in part 3, but where was the Robby and Daniel relationship? This is my big problem with the newer seasons.
They often backpedal and they kind of forget
Yeah, they often
like
forget
some
the
of those good
growth.
moments.
They often forget where the growth really is. And the characters.
That's what they did with
And
Sam season
yeah, you
after
can even
season 3.
say you can even say the same with Tori and Amanda. They completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm like, okay, writers, okay. You forget about this, and you forget about this, and then you forget about this, and you forget about this. Like, are we gonna are we forgetting what happened in past seasons? Is that what's happening, writers?
I mean, I personally like to believe that they maybe did that because they're planning on expanding the universe with these characters. So we'll see them in much better lights in spin-offs and movies.
Yeah, honestly, it's just sad. Season 6, man. This could have been the best
Yeah.
season. Honestly, this could have been the best season. Actually, they had so much potential. Honestly, what is that show called that they did? The other show, Obliterated or something like that.
Yeah.
That show ruined their minds. I'm gonna just say that show probably ruined their heads.
yo, that show was funny.
Yeah, it
That show
was.
was funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie, it was funny.
I think it was fine, but definitely not better than Cobra Kai overall. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I will say though, because there's a show coming up soon, Stranger Things. I think Stranger Things season 5 is gonna be better than Cobra Kai season 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, this is not the first time a Stranger Things season is better than Cobra Kai.
Although
Stranger
considering
Things
it's
season
the
4.
last season, I wouldn't bet any money on it. Considering Netflix has proven that they don't, when it's the final season, they just don't care.
But here's the difference though. I disagree with that because here's the thing about Stranger Things, and I love what Stranger Things does this. They always take their time with the show, and they've been filming the show for how long? Like 10 months, 11 months, and the whole VFX thing, they want to get that over with, and they make longer episodes. Cobra Kai,
Right.
which I heard that these episodes are movie lengths, which wow, that's crazy. Which I'm not mad because you want to finish your
Right, but
story, the characters.
hasn't the marketing for Stranger Things season 5 been like pretty much the same as Cobra Kai's? Non
Well, here's the thing: it hasn't started yet. I know this because it hasn't started yet. It's gonna start when we get that teaser and ta-dum. That's when it's gonna really start to hit.
Hopefully, because we
Which
thought the same thing with Cobra Kai season 6, but all we got was
I mean,
bloopers.
Stranger Things. I trust Stranger Things because this is a big show.
Yeah,
Listen, no
it
offense
really
to
is
Cobra
a
Kai.
good show.
No
actually.
offense.
Yeah.
No offense to Cobra Kai. Stranger Things is a bigger show
Yeah,
than Cobra Kai. No offense to Cobra Kai. No offense. I'm not gonna ignore the fact that it's a bigger show because it is a big show.
I
Like
agree with that.
freaking what 1 million people love this show. Like freaking everyone loves Stranger Things. And I still love Cobra Kai because, season 3, perfect. Yeah.
I agree.
I love both shows. I
Yeah.
love both shows
All
actually.
right, so back on topic. So we did the best fights. What would you say was Robbie's worst? Maybe we should talk about Robbie's worst fight.
Worst fights?
Yeah.
oh damn.
Okay, can I go first on this one? I think I already know what's my worst fight. I'm gonna be real with you guys, alright? His worst fight is when he keeps getting distracted in the Sekai Tekka. That's his worst fights. When he was fighting the Dublin Thunder in the freaking platform. What the heck was that?
Yeah.
Like he was looking at Tori. Like, bro is on the freaking platform all the way to the top, and he could see Tori from the crowd. How is that possible? I'm like, bro, writers, chill out for a second. Just chill out, okay? Just chill out. Relax. Think about what you're writing before you do it. Because what the heck was that? Yeah, that's his worst fight. I'm gonna just say that's his worst fight. You guys can go next.
All right. For me, I would say his worst fight was probably with season 1 Miguel and the tournament. Like that fight was just like completely they were both not in a good, neither one of them were in a good headspace. Miguel was kind of like succumbing to the revenge before reason,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai mindset too much, and Robbie, it's just again like his heart, like his mind and heart just were not in it. Like he had so many other things going on, and it's just like he just didn't feel like he was there, and where he should have been.
Yeah, but he didn't give up though.
No, he didn't give up.
Neither of them did.
No, he didn't give up. He absolutely didn't give up, but this made his relationship with his father even worse.
Yeah.
That is
Good
true,
point.
actually.
So that to me
Good
was
point.
like there was a no-win situation in that fight. None. And then I would have to say his worst fight would be season 6 part 3, his Axel fight, and we all know why.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yep. But it led to
I mean,
Johnny get him having that emotional moment with Johnny, which wouldn't have happened if he didn't if Axel didn't break Robbie's leg. So
can I?
what?
I wanted to add on something real quick. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people think that's the worst fight, which I understand because Robbie did get injured. But if you look at the fight itself, without the injury thing, the fight itself is great.
Yeah, it was.
Without the injury
it was
thing.
good.
Because, and here's the thing, it was the most. And here's the thing here's the thing about this fight that I like that the Miguel fight was missing. I love the whole back and forth thing in the second round. The whole back and forth thing where Axel gets a point, Robbie gets a point, Axel gets a point, Robbie gets a point. Like that was so cool because you could see that both of them are really good fighters. They're both really good. Like I like that, bro. That was perfect. And that's what the Miguel fight was missing.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are
I
mine.
do wish.
What about you, Tyrell?
I do
Yeah,
wish though.
I kind of. Well, for me, I think that I would have to go with Robbie's performance in part two, especially against Dublin Thunder. Like he literally got lost to the same fighter that Devin knocked off almost instantly. Right now, like we all understand he got distracted by Tori, but that just doesn't look good losing to a fighter that Devin later easily
Mhm.
beats.
Yeah.
I just don't get how he could see Tori in the freaking crowd. How can you see that?
I don't know.
Writers, bro. What? I'm sorry. I'm blaming this on the writers. I'm blaming this on the writers because how they wrote this episode. Sorry, it's questionable how they wrote this episode. It's questionable because it's the same episode where Daniel's trapped in a dog cage.
Yeah.
Which what the heck?
Something else I noticed, like in that Dublin Thunder fight. I might get a little off topic from talking about Robbie, but like, like when Hawk went up there to help Devin against this one fighter. I don't know. Of course, we don't know his name. Like, I noticed like Devin like was doing so well that she didn't take a single hit from that guy. But when Hawk was fighting was fighting off that dude, he literally took a kick. It's
Yeah.
almost as if he did it worse than Devin.
They nerfed Hawk. That's all I'm just saying.
Yeah, they never talk big
I
time.
know. Like
Yep.
You know what
Like
pisses me
Devin really
off?
surprised, kind of impressed me in the Saikai Tai kind of like she fought well, better than I thought she would.
You know what
Yeah.
pissed me off though? What pissed me off when Dimitri goes on the platform, he bumps into Hawk, and then freaking he literally kicks Hawk off the platform. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? No. Here's the thing, Dimitri. You were doing so well, Dimitri. You were doing so well, but why did you kick Hawk off the platform?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
Yeah. So Beyond the
Yeah.
Kai, your turn.
Beyond the Kai,
Robbie's
beyond-
first. Your worst fights.
If anything, I would probably say the prom fight
Okay.
because
All right.
uh because um for me I feel like the fight wasn't needed at a dance. It's
Yeah.
it was unnecessary.
We all agree with
It
that.
was ridiculous.
yeah
That's
yeah
so
um
stupid.
yeah um um it was cool to have a um it was cool to have a dance off, but a fight was not needed.
You know what? Actually, I want to actually say something about this fight. Okay, you know what they should have done instead?
Yeah.
I feel like they should have fought in the actual prom, like the actual prom where they have the prom thing. That's where they should have fought because how can you call this a prom fight if they're not fighting in the actual place?
Yeah, true.
Like makes no sense to me. I'm like you could have had them actually fight there, and then I'm gonna be like okay, it makes more sense because they're actually fighting at prom, not freaking Stingray's house, which that's not prom. I'm sorry, that's not prom. Stingray's house is not prom. I don't know. Oh, that makes sense. And also, bro, the worst line in that fight is, "You think I broke your heart? You broke mine too."
Yeah. That was a
More
bad line.
drama.
Yeah.
Cringy. Yep.
How does she break his heart is questionable. Honestly, very questionable.
All right. Well, I think I am gonna end it here.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Um.
Oh, Tyrell. Well, just before, I'm sorry, Underground. Terrell, just before we go, you said something about next
Yeah.
Tuesday. When you said next Tuesday, do you mean this
Yeah,
upcoming Tuesday
next
this
week.
week, or
Yep, next
okay?
Um,
The so
week,
so the
like the 27th of May.
so, okay, so the 27th. Okay,
Hmm.
all right. I was just curious.
Yeah, like
oh,
I kind of want to do like 2
yeah.
back-to-back episodes since it's kind of been a minute since we wrote our scripts.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and Melissa, you said that you and Terrell wanted to hang out after the stream to go over the Miyagi Kai script.
Yeah, I mean, if Tyrell's up for it. I mean, it's up to him.
Oh, did we discuss earlier like go over the script? Because like so far we written 5 episodes and we haven't really wrote 6 and 7. So unless you want to talk about ideas, so that way on Tuesday we already know what to write down.
Well,
Ideas are
we
good.
could do that. We could just discuss. Yeah, we could just discuss ideas.
Yeah, that would totally work for me.
All right.
All right, guys, I am gonna head out. Call it a night. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. And next week we are going to talk about Sam LaRusso.
Bonsai badass.
And it's going to be episode 32 of the podcast.
I think episode 31 since this is episode 30.
Oh no, because because Sensei Wolf Part 2 was episode 30.
Oh,
This
it
is
just says episode 30 for Robby Keene. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah.